Sometimes life doesn't break you in one big moment. It breaks you slowly, through small disappointments, silent rejections, unanswered efforts. This is the story of a young woman named Mira. Mira was like many of us. She had dreams, big ones. She wanted a stable job to support her family, to prove to herself that she was capable of more. But life had other plans. She failed an important exam. Her startup idea didn't work. Job interviews ended with the same sentence: "We'll let you know." Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. And slowly, she stopped trying as hard. She stopped believing as strongly. And one evening, exhausted from another rejection, she sat alone at a quiet bus stop. The world around her moved fast, but inside her, everything felt stuck. An elderly man sat at the other end of the bench. He noticed her tear-filled eyes, but said nothing at first. After a few minutes, he gently asked, "Are you tired, or are you giving up?" Mira looked at him, surprised. "I'm tired of trying," she said softly. "Nothing works. Maybe I'm just not meant for success." The old man smiled, not with pity, but with understanding. He pointed toward a small plant growing through a crack in the concrete. "Do you see that plant?" he asked. Mira nodded. "It grew through stone," he continued, "not because the stone was easy, but because the plant refused to believe it was impossible." She stayed silent. The old man picked up her water bottle and placed it on the ground. "What do you see?" he asked. "A bottle," she replied. He shook his head gently. "I see something else. If you're thirsty, it's relief. If you're drowning, it's useless. The object doesn't change. The meaning does." Mira frowned slightly. He leaned closer and said softly, "Life is neutral. It becomes positive or negative depending on the story you tell yourself about it." Those words stayed with her. That night, Mira couldn't stop thinking. Was she really failing? Or was she learning? The next morning, nothing around her had changed, but she decided something inside would. Instead of saying, "I failed the exam," she said, "I now know how to prepare better." Instead of thinking, "No one is giving me a chance," she thought, "I need to become so good they cannot ignore me." It wasn't magic. Some days were still hard, some rejections still hurt. But something was different. She stopped seeing problems as proof of weakness and started seeing them as training. She improved her skills. She asked for feedback instead of blaming luck. She built discipline instead of waiting for motivation. Months passed. One day, she attended another interview. But this time, she wasn't desperate. She was prepared. When they asked difficult questions, she didn't panic. When they challenged her ideas, she smiled confidently, because she knew something now. Her past failures were not scars. They were lessons. A week later, she received the call. She got the job. But this time, she didn't cry because she was relieved. She smiled because she understood. Success didn't come the day she got selected. It began the day she changed the way she saw her struggles. Years later, she often visited that same bus stop. But the old man was never there again. Sometimes she wondered if he was just a stranger or a reminder. A reminder that life is not against you. It is shaping you. Positive thinking does not mean pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing hope when doubt feels louder. It means saying, "This is not the end. This is the lesson." Because the truth is, the same rain that ruins one person's picnic grows another person's harvest. The same rejection that breaks one person builds another. The difference is perspective. And maybe today you are sitting at your own bus stop, tired, confused, questioning yourself. If you are, remember this: you are not behind, you are not unlucky, you are not incapable, you are becoming. Change the story you tell yourself, and you will change the direction of your life. Because sometimes, the only thing standing between you and your breakthrough is the way you see it.